And if they do that, consumers will forgive, and it may even increase their market share. But if they keep playing the deny game, you're going to lose my respect and you're going to lose me. I'm giving you a chance, Googans. Well, good morning. Welcome back to No Redemption Outdoors. Today it's the Breakfast Club. We're going to have some coffee and sit around and shoot the shit and talk about issues that are interesting or relevant to the outdoor industry. And today we're going to talk about the Googan squad. The Googans versus Sixth Sense. If you haven't already heard about this, I'm going to lay it out for you in just 1 minute. Let me take this moment, though, to encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And please, please, please visit us on Instagram and Facebook and join us there as well. If you like what we're doing, please tell us so in the comments below. I really, really appreciate it. All right, well, let's jump into this. The Googan squad. I've been avoiding this controversy. For one, I didn't want to be one of these guys that just jumps on the bandwagon and right away grabs a camera and starts talking about issues like a parrot. I've been waiting to see how this would play itself out, and the controversy now started about 10 days ago, and I'll go into that. But I've avoided the topic just because I want to see how it would play out. At this point, it'd be helpful to kind of give an overview of the allegations. Milliken Fishing, about 10 days ago, like I said, Milliken Fishing posted a video wherein he directly alleged that Googan Squad had stolen the designs from Sixth Sense bait. And he went into an explanation about his relationship with both of those companies, both Catch Co and Sixth Sense. And Catch Co is affiliated with Googan Squad. Googan Squad is the name that they've licensed to Catch Co for these baits. And Milliken had a relationship with both Catch Co and Shop Carl's, which is Mystery Tackle Box, Googan Squad, this is all one group, versus Sixth Sense, where he's had this long-standing relationship going back many years with them. And he found himself, so he says in his video, stuck between a rock and a hard spot because the evidence is compelling, and he laid it out. He put the crankbaits and such out on the table, and he talked about the history of how, he had helped facilitate a meeting between the owners of Sixth Sense and representatives from the Googan Squad. They were attempting to formulate some kind of a licensing arrangement back then, and it didn't pan out. But when he took a look at the baits that they're now selling versus the baits that Sixth Sense is selling, and he saw the similarities, he concluded that this was intellectual property theft. He felt so strongly about it that he decided to sever his relationship with Carl's and with Catch Co. So I think it says a lot about how serious these allegations are. I should tell you that, in the way that I've come to my opinion, it's been largely based off of my impressions of the Googan Squad up to this point. I've been watching the Googans since before they were the Googans. When, Flair, I think, was the first one that I saw, where he was doing, little tutorials. And then I migrated over to Perrick, and I saw him flip out one day and throw his fishing rod because he thought John B. had, somehow or another interfered with him catching his world record bass. I remember seeing One Rod, One Reel doing a review of the Tackle Warehouse backpack. I mean, these guys were kids when I first started watching them. And I saw how they evolved, first their collaboration with each other, and then they took that collaboration to the next level and created an actual brand. And then I've seen how they promoted that brand, and they've grown it and matured it to some degree. It's really been impressive to watch. I formulated my opinion about their character, however, through what took place with One Rod, One Reel. For those who don't know, he was a very integral part of this group when it was forming. But when they decided to take the group and move to Texas and work closely with Mystery Tackle Box, he decided at that point to exit the group because he couldn't move to Texas. Now, I personally thought that was a mistake at the time. I thought to myself he would regret that. But he had his reasons. It appears to have been friendly. But nonetheless, I thought, wow, he must have really regretted that decision. Well, recently they announced that he's rejoined the Googan squad. That they approached him about it. I don't know if that's a fact, but the mere fact that they allowed it there's no reason that they had to do that. They didn't have to reinstate him. But I think they realized it was the right thing to do. I certainly view it as having been the right thing to do. And when they did that, I thought that is a real integrity play. That is a bunch of guys who truly are good guys. And they were making it right by the one rod, one reel. His name's Mike. They were making it, they were fixing something that should have never happened. And I just regard that as just high character. So Milliken's allegations, you have to understand, come as a surprise when I have viewed these guys in the way that I have. And at first I'm like, there's no way. First of all, one can easily imagine the similarities between all the manufacturers. And one can easily imagine how that would happen. It's very difficult to come up with something new that the market's never seen before. And even in the variations, those sometimes are very subtle variations between the manufacturers. So is it a stretch to say it's accidental that they have baits that are so similar? Well, sure, it's very possible. However, the fact they use the same manufacturer is Sixth Sense. The fact that you hold these baits in your hand, and for all the world they look exactly the same except for the colors and the name on it. They fish basically the same. I've even noticed those things. I mean, even before these allegations, I had noticed it. I didn't really consider it, as being anything nefarious. I didn't give it much thought. But I did notice. It's entirely possible that it's an accident, but is it an accident? Ask yourself. I mean, maybe there's a distinction that needs to be made between the Googans themselves versus their handlers. They have managers. And they've also formed these business affiliations with different vendors like Catch Co and various others. And so they're swimming in shark-infested waters when they start dealing with guys at, on this level. And I could believe that they're somewhat naive. And so when they formed the relationship and they selected the manufacturer and they selected the designs, I could imagine at first they may not have connected the dots. But I don't believe their handlers couldn't connect the dots. In fact, I think their handlers were complicit. That's my opinion. I think that the executives at Catch Co, I think that various other business managers, and I want to be careful about who I am pointing my fingers at because I don't know, I don't have any facts. These are opinions. But I think that they have surrounded themselves with people who know what is really going on. Let me just go one step further, though, and let's give the Googans the benefit of the doubt that they didn't understand, that they were naive. They're not dumb, but I could see where they might be naive because they were newbies. But I don't believe that they could be naive for long. I think at some point they realized, just as well as their handlers.
I didn't understand that.
I'm going to pick up from where I was before my phone interrupted and then I lost my shit. Well, I'm going to get this video one way or another. I'm going to get this video. I don't believe that their handlers, their managers, the executives at these companies with which they have these affiliations, I don't believe that they didn't know what was going on. I will accept the possibility that the Googans didn't fully understand it, but I don't think that lasted long. I think that there was a point in time when they even understood. At the minimum, they understood the similarities could become a problem. To merely change the colors, or maybe to etch a little different scale pattern. I suppose I'll allow that etching a different scale pattern constitutes a variation, but changing the color and basically nothing else is not a variation. And they have to have realized that this was going to become a problem. Now, if you look at the timelines here, this all has come down pretty quick, because they've only released their line of baits in the last 6 months, and Milliken only released his video 2 weeks ago. So this play hasn't fully developed yet. I like to think that had they not gotten called out, that the Googans would have still elected at some point to do the right thing and correct this. Now that they've been called out, I think they're going to be forced to correct it. I think what's going to happen is, if I had to guess what's going to happen, I think they're going to strike a deal with Catch Co and 6 Cents. I think the two companies will form a deal where Catch Co will pay some form of damages to 6 Cents for everything that has occurred up to date. And then going forward, they'll enter into a royalty arrangement. And I believe that that's what will happen. I believe that it may even lead to, a more formalized relationship between those companies that could translate into further collaborations and product line expansions. Who knows? I mean, once they formalize their relationship, it could turn into a good thing. But I think right now the Googans, they've got to come forward, and they've got to confess that even if it was unintentional, they cannot deny what is really going on. And I don't mind if they claim they didn't do it on purpose. I believe they didn't. They themselves didn't. And so therefore, if they said, we didn't do it on purpose, but we did do it, and therefore we are taking the following corrective actions, and it may even be useful to have somebody from 6 Cents join them in this announcement and say, yeah, the guys, they stepped up, they did the right thing. And if they do that, consumers will forgive, and it may even increase their market share. But if they keep playing the deny game, you're going to lose my respect, and you're going to lose me. I'm giving you a chance, Googans. I am withholding final judgment to allow all the remaining facts to come out, and then, assuming the facts are as it appears, for you then to take this proper corrective action publicly. That's what I'm waiting for. If you don't do it, you will lose me. That's my opinion, not yours. But I do want to hear what you think, guys. Tell me in the comments below. Tell me I'm full of shit. Or tell me why you think I'm right. If you have insider information, please, by all means, share it. We would love to know more. I want to stay true and remain a Googan fan. I'm clinging to the hope that'll happen. But, guys, if they don't do this right, I don't know. There you have it. I'm just being redundant. I appreciate you stopping by for the Breakfast Club. Please give me some comments and suggestions below for some future topics that we can talk about. And also, I would like you to perhaps recommend some various coffees that you may have really taken a liking to. And maybe we can try out different coffees when we do Breakfast Club. That's what we're going to do. We're going to brew up some coffee, and it'll be something that you guys recommend. And we'll brew it up, and then we'll have a coffee and shoot the shit and talk about whatever comes on, whatever comes across our mind. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, guys, time to get out of here. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and give me some comments. I very much appreciate your support, and until the next video and we get together again, take care.